Okay, something new then.
Yes, a different game tonight. Why don't you introduce us to what we're going to? Yes, a different game tonight. Why don't you introduce us to what we're going to be seeing you play tonight? So I'm not involved in this one. This one's very much you. So what are we
Yes,
looking at?
we are doing the Long Dark Ramble tonight. The name I came up by myself, which I thought was very clever. Yes, the Long Dark Ramble. Anyone who's actually played this game, they should know what it is. Anyone who hasn't played it, well, you can go fuck yourselves. You should all play this game. It's a survival game, all set in northern Canada. You basically just have to keep on going till you survive or die.
Northern Canada.
Just eat some meat off the floor because that's healthy.
Well, what better place to store your cooked wolf meat than on the decking outside your house?
It is because it's a nice refrigerated unit there.
There is
Yes,
that.
we're
Could it not
going to
attract
go
the
for.
animal though?
It does not because apparently they cannot path onto that bit of wood there, which I found out. But this is usually whenever I play this game, this cabin here is my first primary base, the Mystery Lake cabin.
Lac Mystere.
Yeah.
Yes, I do remember that place. That was one of the very few places I can remember from this game. I mean, the last time I played this properly would have been pre the story missions put in it, so still early access.
Very early. That was back in the days, and I'll tell more about like the early days when we come to a certain place. But for now, we're going to go off to the coastal highway, which will take us through a few different areas. And I've done it many, many times, so it shouldn't be a problem. I could probably even like get there through a blizzard. Actually,
Yeah, well,
done it that many times.
the blizzards were quite well proper whiteouts, weren't they?
Yeah, lucky enough, if there is a blizzard and I do need to stop, I do have my campcraft. I do have my snow shelter, which I can easily put down.
What's that? Like a little igloo thing?
Yeah, you just put it down on the floor there and hide in it, and it'll protect you from blizzards. But
Is it
also,
a proper
go on.
tent thing? Is it?
It is. It's
Ah,
well, it's
cool.
made up of like canvas and twigs. Yeah,
Oh, a basher.
but it protects you from blizzards. Not that my character really needs it, because he looks like this.
A very Slavic Viking Canadian.
Yeah, it's wearing bearskin coat. I think that's the only thing I've got that's actually made of an animal, apart from the moose hide satchel. All the rest of the stuff is just stuff you find in the world. You don't make yourself, because stuff like the bearskin coat, the wolfskin coat, like the deer trousers and the rabbit skin gloves, they get damaged very, very easily just through normal wear and tear. And to repair them, you need to kill another deer and cure the skin off it and the rest of it to repair it. Whereas all the rest of the gear, all you need is one piece of cloth, which is absolutely everywhere.
So is your guy
That's
still wearing a cardigan by the looks of it?
Saskatchewan
A rather,
jumpers he's wearing.
that's a rather nice looking jumper slash cardigan thing,
Yeah, it's very nice. Wearing two of them, in fact,
yeah. On top of each other.
and the balaclava, and my toque, and I've got my crampons.
Did he also have like a parka jacket on as well?
He has a new military coat.
I mean, how many bloody layers has he got? Two jumpers. He's got long johns. That massive, the jacket, the fur
Yeah,
coat.
gauntlets.
I mean, this guy, he must be like wandering around like Michelin Man.
Well, look how warm my warmth bonus is. 31 degrees, and it's currently air temperature is minus 21, so it feels like 4 degrees. So
He's living in a
uh,
tropical paradise biome inside him.
But even with all this gear on, in like the harder areas, he will still freeze to death if he's quiet too long.
Proper cold.
But then again, the reason it's proper cold now is because it's very early morning. It's probably only about 7 o'clock in the morning, so a nice early start. We're just gonna follow these rails for half of the way.
If I remember
So it's,
correctly, that you couldn't just go sprinting everywhere in this because that used calories up, didn't it?
yeah, you can. And also with all this gear, you can see where the red bar is. That's how much my stamina's been taken off. Oh, and look who's ahead of us.
A wolf. I got a Webley pistol and your Lee
Yeah.
Enfield.
That's one thing I hate about this game is. Oh, I don't know if I got him or not there. Where's that? Ah. So pick up Michelle casing so I can actually make more bullets later on. No, I think I missed him because he just came back.
You're policing your brass, so
Yeah.
they can't find you.
Yeah, but the Wolves always used to be an absolute bastard in this game, but the only ones that are bastards now are the later area ones called the Timberwolves that always come in packs of 3 or 4s and do not scare very easy. They will fuck your day up.
Yeah, I remember getting cornered by wolves in the past, and even quite early on, you're wandering about, you come across a wolf, and it's like, oh well, I might as well restart because this thing's just going to get me. I've got nothing to get rid of it with.
Well, there's ways of getting around it. I mean, because they will just kind of like hunt you. Like here he comes. You can drop a bit of meat for him. So you'll just go for that. Oh, he's running away because he's seen my bearskin coat. He's going, nope, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
That dude's a bear.
Don't mess with me. Because I can fuck bears up means I can fuck you up, son. Plus, you can also hide. Oh, is he coming back? You can also hide in here as well if you really, really need to. And he'll come up to the thing and just kind of like run away again.
Well, he's out there somewhere. I just heard him.
Yeah. I think he's behind these logs here.
Yeah, sounds like
There he is. There he is. Hello. Yeah, there he goes. He's running off again. It's like, oh, big metal beast must run away. But the reason he keeps on coming after me is because I've actually got meat on me and he can smell it.
And he's stuck in a logic loop of, go after meat. Oh no, it's
Yeah.
a bear, run away. Come after
Yeah.
meat. It's a dead dude.
Yeah. Go on. Fuck off. Oh. The wind is howling.
The trees are a-blowing.
Is this a Christmas song? Oh, what was that? Oh, I think that's a rabbit. I think I heard a squeaky thing. So, while we're on this journey, have we got any anecdotes for the day?
Well, there is stuff to talk about. Two sci-fi bits of news I heard. One is a confirmed thing. One is very much just pre-production idea stuff. But I see that Babylon 5 has now got a HD re-release.
Yes, I've seen that, and I've seen there's lots of speculation about where do we go after that? Do we reboot the thing? And I think we've mentioned this in a got another one. I think we mentioned this in a previous one. Like, no, fucking leave it alone.
Yeah, do not reboot it. It doesn't need it. They won't get it right. I mean that and
Ha ha ha!
no, you got
The
it.
blood of my enemies.
I mean that was written at a time where not everybody had attention problems where everything's got to be bombastic, noisy, everything's got to be summarized quickly. That was where you could stretch out a story for quite a long time.
Man, the serialized things, that's all you get nowadays. It's very rare to get something that's episodic now.
Yeah.
But you don't have the overarching multi-series storylines like you did in Babylon 5 anymore. It's all kind of like wrapped up in one.
Yeah. So they need to leave that alone. I mean, I think what they've done is they've kind of remastered the CGI, just as they probably did with
Which,
the
uh,
Star
which
Trek.
they should have left it alone because that's one of the charms of it.
It was.
It's the same if you go back to watch The Last Starfighter and if they've upgraded all the graphics. It'd be a boring film.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you say, it had the charm there. The kind of PlayStation 1 style graphics were great at the time, but just just
Yeah,
leave it alone.
anti-aliasing needed a bit of work, but
I think that was probably as good as it got in those days.
yeah, on some kind of supercomputer which was the size of a building.
Yeah. But I've not actually seen any of it yet, especially given that it's on, I think, HBO and Hulu.
Yeah, I saw this one YouTube, but I'd never heard him before. It just came up on my list after I'd been seeing the Babylon 5 thing, and it was his proposition of like who should be cast in the reimagination of Babylon 5,
Who,
and
who did he want as
for
Garibaldi?
for Garibaldi he wanted oh. I just remember thinking like no to every single person he chose. I'm, try- I'm trying. I'm just going to go through them all. He wanted Alan Cummings for Londo Malari.
Alan Cummings.
Yeah, Scottish actor.
The name doesn't ring a bell, but I might recognise him if I.
Going the wrong way. Yeah. He wanted Amelia Clark as Ivanova. He wanted. Oh, I almost had it then. He almost had it then. Oh, he wanted. Oh, what's his name? What's the guy's name that was in Dread?
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban. He wanted Carl Urban as someone. It might have. He might have wanted him as Garibaldi, and I'm thinking no, wrong.
No. No, the trouble is, like, Amelia Clark, Carl Urban, they're too, well, I mean, well
Too
known,
well
but
known.
just too, like, good looking for who. You just want everyday people, as they were in the original.
Saying Claudia Christensen wasn't attractive. How dare you, sir?
Well, no, she was, but in an everyday girl next door kind of way.
Uh-huh. Well, I always thought she was the strong one. She was.
Yeah.
You say. I mean, I suppose that's where he's coming from. Like Amelia Clark became a strong personality in the later days of Game of Thrones. I suppose.
Well, I've no doubt she could do well in the role, but I can't really see her doing Ivanova's role. I mean, who would I think? I mean, who would I do as Garibaldi being my
Whoa,
favourite character?
Matt! I didn't know I could actually go over that ledge. I thought that was going to stop me there. It's like, Mamma mia, that's a long way down.
Yeah, you don't want to go down there.
Jesus, I didn't think that was going to let me. Usually, little lips like that, you can't actually go over those fucking things. Wow. I'm trying to think who he had for Jeffrey Sinclair. 'Cause he didn't go for Sheridan. He was going for the first, obviously, first season again.
Yeah.
So who did he have as Jeffrey Sinclair? I'm gonna have to think about this. I can't remember offhand. I'll come back to it. I'll just go, aha! I remember now.
Yeah.
Halfway through.
I mean, thinking about. I mean, who might I do? I mean, who might I do
Yeah, who
Garibaldi
would
as?
you? Yeah, who would you
I
be
mean,
your ideal Garibaldi? Who is your best drunkard?
um, I mean, drunkard aside, I mean, this is a poor choice, and I think it's influenced purely by the fact that I am watching Enterprise at the minute anyway. But I think perhaps the guy who plays Trip,
I was about to say, are you going to choose Trip Tucker?
Yeah, Trip Tucker, I think, could be a good Garibaldi.
Well, I don't know now because he's too old now.
Yeah, I mean,
Because what we want is someone who's, because Garibaldi in the first season was only in his mid to late 30s, believe it or not.
well, as a character or person.
As well, the actor and the character
Yeah.
both.
Gosh, that's about my age.
I
Snip.
know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? And you always think to yourself, my God, because they just seem so much older than we are because we all see them as older
Grown-ups.
people. Yeah. Now here's a long way down.
Yeah. In fact, it looks like other things have fallen down by all those logs that are down there. There's no risk of getting blown over.
No, but there is a bit of a trapeze act I have to do up here. But this is nothing compared to some of the later ones where it's all like those swinging rope bridges out of Temple of Doom shit, which is really scary. Yes, we're going to have to concentrate on this a little bit, and then I can get back to the Babylon 5 talk. Because this bit, if you fuck this up, that's it, you're done. Ooh.
Dun, 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 dun. Tension rising. He's done it.
Right,
He's
we're off.
completed
We're
it.
off. I've done it 100 times. It'll be like the one time I fuck it up was when we're actually live, on stream.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I could probably think of a better Garibaldi, but yeah, he springs to mind. Can't remember his name.
Well, the actual actor.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, Connor Trinier.
Connor Trinier.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Even I know that, and I've not seen Enterprise in years.
Yeah, well, I liked him as Michael in Stargate
In
Atlantis
Stargate
as well.
Atlantis, yes.
Don't think
Thing is, though, he still uses the same like Texan accent for both. I don't know if he can actually pull off like whatever you would call a Garibaldi accent. I mean, he's obviously supposed to be Italian, but obviously Jerry Doyle was about as Italian as I am.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? I mean, his accent I would put as kind of like
It was a bit.
Boston, Brooklyn, East
It was a bit
Coast.
Massachusetts. It
Yeah,
was just not so nasally,
yeah.
motherfucker.
Hey, come over
Well,
here. What you gonna do about it, man?
oh, that's more New Jersey. That is.
New Jersey.
That's New Jersey. That is. Get some coffee.
Hey, get this guy some coffee. But the other bit of sci-fi news I saw, which is very much just ideas, I suppose, but I read that Michael Dorn is pressing various people and productions to do
He
a
wants to do Captain
Worf.
Worf. Yes.
I'd want to see that. I love a bit of Worf.
Yeah, but remember like we've actually seen Michael Dorn live, and
Yeah,
the thing that struck me was like, man, he looked so fragile. He looked really weak because he was limping and everything. I don't know if he just suffered an accident, but he is getting on quite a bit.
yeah. Well,
I
he won't
I
be a
don't know if
Klingon anymore, will he?
he will. Well, of
Well,
course he would be a
no, I
Klingon,
mean, he won't look like a Klingon. You know, the point I was trying to make there is he's not going to be that kind of powerful character. He's going to be
and that's
quite
what
a
I
frail
mean.
Klingon.
I
Yeah,
I don't think I'd want to see a Worf like that. I mean, it's going back to seeing Luke Skywalker as a complete prick that drinks tea milk.
yeah,
I don't want to see that in one of my childhood heroes.
yeah.
I,
And
I don't want to see an old tired Worf because that's how he was in the last episode of TNG, as I recall. He was an old tired Worf. And you want to see Worf as like, as I called him before, Fight Christ.
fight Christ.
Yeah,
Well, I was watching an episode of
Ultimate Combat Jesus.
DS9 the other day, and it was the one where Worf, Jadzia, and there's another Klingon. They go to find some sacred
Core,
the core. That's it. To go get the sacred battler.
played by Boltar from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of these kind of special guest characters under all the makeup are generally actors, quite famous people.
Because he played the role of Core in the original TOS.
Okay.
Yeah. Old, I can't remember his first name, but his surname's Colocus.
But Wolf there was pretty good when he got a bit of the drunk on power. I'm destined to get this bad leth. I'm gonna fight everybody. I'm gonna fight Core.
Yes. Gonna fight Core because he's old and a fool.
Yeah, he's a drunkard.
And the stories will say, and Worf came along.
Yeah.
Yes, I do
Your
remember that.
tales are always exaggerated, old man.
Yes, I do remember that episode where, yes, the Kurd. Is it the Kurd?
What the other alien creature?
Yeah,
Who told the
the
story
aliens.
to?
Yeah, that's no. The Kurd were the ones that stolen, the sword of Kalis years and years ago. Was it the Kurd or the
Oh,
Turk or something?
it was like that. Oh, it was something like Heracles, Heracles,
The Herc. The
Hercs.
Herc.
That's it,
Yes,
Hercs.
it was the Herc. I knew I'd get there in the end.
Yeah,
Star Trek trivia should never fail me.
what was well, the Thursday's episode was I think I'm at the point now where I'm quite familiar with a lot of the DS9s. I think from Series 4 onwards is what I'm fairly familiar with, because Thursdays was our man Bashir.
Man Bashir, that's the one where he's he pretended to be the spy on the holodeck.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
various characters due to
yeah. They all
get
get the
trapped as a
transporter.
trapped as a
Yeah, and they have to.
characters.
Yeah. So their higher brain processors are taking over everything in the ship, but their physical characteristics are all on the holodeck.
Yeah, and it's got Cisco basically chewing the scenery, playing the James
Yeah,
Bond villain.
Blofeld type.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, doctor or professor something or other.
Oh, it was Hippocrates Tyrannus or something like that. His name was.
I can't remember. I remember him being a doctor, as pretty much all villains have to be. They have to be some kind of. They have to have some kind of doctorate.
Yeah.
It seems to come part and parcel, I suppose.
And then tonight's one was the what was it? It's where the Cisco and Odo, not yeah, Odo are back on Earth because the changelings are on Earth, and
Oh yeah,
that
Paradise Lost or something like that.
might have been, yeah. I don't think I looked at the title.
Yeah, it's the one with Cisco's old captain, who's now an admiral.
Yeah. But I mean, it is. I can't remember when does the whole Dominion War thing start, and is it around that time? Because they seem to think they've.
No, that's season 6.
Okay.
Starts at the end of season 6.
Got him.
Booba. Headshots. And always pick up your trash after you. There's a bit of food anyway. That's a good thing about my guy is he's so attuned to the wilds now. He can just eat wolf meat all the time and not really get bothered by it. Whereas before, he used to get intestinal parasites. Oh god, these are a big one. 5K.
I like the way it sounds like you're cutting wood or sawing wood there.
That's a lot of meat. Let's drop that. There we go. One of the other wolves can have that. Oh, that's dinner sorted.
It's nice and sunny now.
Yes. It's a nice day by the sea.
So where are we now? I think I've been here.
This is the coastal highway.
Yes, I have been wandering here before.
Yes, I think this is the second area that came in. You had Mystery Lake first, and then they added Coastal Highway, which you get to through the route I just took. And I'm taking this route is because it was the first I remember it's like the most harrowing route I've ever had to do when you first obviously playing the game and you go into a new area and you haven't got the best clothing or don't really know what you're doing yet. And I almost died just on this little bit here, just around this bit here. I almost died about 4 times from like just what's it called? Exposure. Yeah. It was just blind luck that I ran into a little cabin that saved me. Would have already gone past, unfortunately.
Yeah, this one, it's with this game, I've not really come back to it since those days that I first played it, and I think it's got that problem that I've got with that I see with all Wow, someone's melted that engine good and proper.
Yeah, I know, man. I was hoping there was a battery in there as well because I want the lead to make more bullets.
But I find with early access games, if I buy it and play it as like an early adopter, I see everything it's got to see, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm happy with that. I've played it, and then I don't touch it again. And it could be after that that the big updates come out, the fresh content, but I just never feel the desire to go back to it because I feel I've exhausted it, even though there's clearly loads more stuff. Like
Yeah,
this
well,
is a great example. Another example is Subnautica.
hmm,
You know, there's got
yes.
full stories out for that now. It's got DLC. They're working on a sequel, but I've
Well,
never,
yeah, the sequel's already technically out, even though that's in beta now as well.
yeah, but I've never gone back to it since I played the sandbox where there was no story.
Oh, you should. It's great. That is,
Yeah, I
especially
really
especially when you
enjoyed it.
get into your little submarine, which I always paint yellow.
Yeah, when I was playing it, it had all the submarines, the little midget submarine, the big
Yeah,
Cyclops thing.
but you probably had no reason to use it though. Whereas there's the story, like says it gives you the story to actually to progress. You need the big submarine.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
some of my provisions from last time I was here still here. All this fish.
I guess the wolves don't want fish.
No, like I say, if you drop it on things like this, which they can't path to, you're golden. So I could just drop all this off.
A nice mug of coffee there that you're just wandering around with.
Yeah, coffee's the best. It's so OP in this game because it just gives you all your exhaustion back. It's just like, yeah, just carry on for days now.
If only coffee was like that in real life.
Uh, Never really seems to work for me. I've been waking up early for really no reason apart from my head's just been non-stop. So just got myself a cup of coffee, but it hasn't made me feel any better.
Well, I do love coffee, but the only time I ever really felt that caffeine rush was when I used to work night shifts, and if I had a proper brew coffee as opposed to just instant coffee. But
Oh, there's a car battery.
used to take a little French press to work with me, and I'd have some proper coffee in there, and I could feel the buzz from it if I drank a cup at like 3 in the morning, and it just seemed to kind of take the fog away from your tired mind. But drinking coffee in the morning, even French press stuff, doesn't give you that same buzz. It's
Never
just
does.
something I do.
There's nothing for me really.
That's the taste. Hot, sweet, and wet. That's all you want in the morning.
A little note. He's from Ireland, but he's an asshole. Take that. So is anything useful left in here? Because this is one of my temporary bases as well. I say lots of food in there, which I do not need.
So you've got a backpack, I presume.
Yeah, that's, my one's actually got a backpack because you get a backpack in the later levels. You have to like really go hell for leather to get it though, but it gives you an extra 15k. Like you see at the top there, you normally only have 30k to start with, and I've got plus 15k. So I can carry a shit ton more than when you start out.
So back on your clothing menu, some of your items had like a blue bar on it. What's
Yeah,
that?
it's wet.
Oh, okay.
They're wet. Say like me. That's wet. That's wet. And me and my shoes are a little bit wet. But so most of it is all going to be nice and dry, like my inner stuff, because a lot of this stuff, as you can see, it's got 50% waterproofing. So yeah, it's got a lot to get through that. So it keeps me nice and dry.
Yeah, I do like the fact you can multi-layer your clothing.
Yeah.
Most games don't let you do that.
Not spare clothes in there. Nothing in that one. Right, this is where I was planning on going. So didn't take me very long because I've done it so many times and I'm extremely well geared. So
Well, let's just continue on a bit.
all right then. See, let's have a look at the map. So obviously the new system with this as well is the map, which you fill in yourself.
Okay, does that mean it only draws when you
Yeah.
see stuff?
Yeah, and you've also got like paint cans now as well, which I've used once or twice in these few areas, but I've never actually found that much of a use for them. I've left something there that says materials, but probably nothing of any substance. But we can carry on down this road here, which leads to the crumbling highway, which is one way to go. Or we can go up this way to the abandoned mine. So I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to go to the abandoned mine or the crumbling highway?
Well, I'm a car aficionado, so let's go to the crumbling highway.
Right then. Probably just rest up here for the night first.
Probably a good idea.
Oh, there's even more food here for me.
So,
Rancid, but I'll have that shit. Oh, while we're here then, let's cook up some of this food then. There's some of the ruined stuff.
well, if you want to hold up there a sec, just freeze,
Yeah.
or just stand still for a moment.
All right.
Okay. So you have to get some sleep then, are you?
Well, it's just a bit too. Well, my character's getting a bit tired, and it's just a bit too late in the day to actually go anywhere else too far. So this is where usually I sit down and rest up. Let's start a fire. So it's some wood here, some crap wood, but it will do. My guy can start a fire with anything now. He's that badass.
Just stares at the wood and it ignites.
Yeah, he's a bit like Michael Ironside's character in Scanners. Just uses mind to just like set things on fire and blows and set people's heads alight. So yes, let's get that. Let's move this off here. Cook some ruined fish. Good thing is if you cook ruined stuff, it goes back to a decent level. But also my character. Let's show my where is it? My stats. This one here. So cooking. I never get parasites or food poisoning anymore because I'm a master cook.
You're just a goddamn machine.
Yeah, Master Chief. The only thing I'm not. So a few things I'm not 5 at, which I want to do. Gunsmithing, which is a tough one because I've only just got gunsmithing. So I still got to use my revolver a few more times. Got to do mending a lot more. Don't really do archery because I found a gun very, very early. And ice fishing, which I've never found necessary really. Apart from, well, I did it here because why not? There's loads and loads of fishy things here.
I remember doing some ice fishing. One of the maps had those little ice fishing huts on one of the lakes, didn't it? With a hole in it.
That's right.
Yeah, I can remember doing that.
Back outside. The only reason you'd want to do fishing really is to get lamp oil if there's actually none about and you need it.
I can't remember this. Do you have to maintain your weapons at all?
Yes.
So do you
Yes,
use
you
like,
do.
do you go proper Russian and use animal fat to lubricate your
No,
mechanisms?
you just where is it? Ooh. It is. Have I even got one on me? There. Firearm cleaning kit. Just use that,
Okay.
which I will do actually in a minute because I have been firing off my weapons. I like to keep them in tip-top shape.
So
Cook
if-
this fish up. And it's apropos time to do actually while I'm actually cooking food. 87%, so yes. Clean that.
Does it use up the cleaning kit or?
It does, yeah.
Oh.
But the place where I can actually go now, which took me ages to get to, there's a machine there, a tooling machine, which can repair all your gear. But it's just a bit of a bitch to get to.
Well, I suppose that's got to make it worth your while getting there.
All right, I suppose just keep on sleeping until I can sleep no more. Might get lucky and have an aurora night,
So
but not tonight.
if there's one thing in real life that I would like to have from computer games is the ability to just go, right, I'm gonna have 8 hours sleep and then just immediately fall
Yeah.
asleep and then solidly for 8 hours. I mean that would be heavenly.
Now I'm just going to have to pass the time playing poker in the dark by myself now, which still uses up a hell of a lot of calories, I think.
Yeah.
I swear to God, this person, has to be a diabetic and also has to have osteoporosis.
Yeah, his
Right.
bones keep breaking.
Yeah, constantly. Though not so much when I've got the crampons. It seems to have solved a lot of that problem. Right, let's eat some food. Eat the fish first because the weight to calorie ratio is very poor. Finish off that one because it's only 6 grams. And that one.
Just filling your face with meat.
Yeah. And we're good to go. Probably still a bit dark out here.
Oh no, it's not too bad.
It's not too bad, and it's warm enough for my guy to run around in. So, yeah, off we go. Let's take some of this meat with us. No, I don't want to break that up. Take that and that. That'll do. Off we go into the foglands.
I've got to say, I don't particularly like the fact that your guy, judging by the sound effects, has got all his pots and pans and things just clanking about.
This is why I told you I have to turn the sound right down, or else all you'll be able to hear is just clanking and bottles of water sloshing about all over the place.
What's in that building on your left? Anything
Just
of note?
stuff. No, I've been for all this stuff.
Oh.
I mean, I can show you if you like, but there won't be anything in there.
Well, no, that's fine. I just wondered why you chose the concert hut over that house. Or whether it just didn't matter.
No, I've been all through this. Let's say this area is cleaned out. I've been all through all this. Don't need to go through any of these buildings anymore.
So what is the end game for this then?
Just survive as long as possible.
So I mean, I know there's a story with it, but is there an end to the story?
Not yet because we're still only on episode 3. It's a 5 episode story, and they're still working on the next 2, even though this game's been out. Even the storyline has been out since 2017, I think. They seem to be taking their sweet bloody time about it. I'll tell you.
Well, maybe it's a side project to their normal day jobs or something.
I don't know. I don't think these guys do anything else. I mean, they're obviously blaming COVID for stuff, and yes, that's going to take its toll, I suppose. But really, even without COVID, they were taking their sweet time over the stories, and it's not like they've got to do much because all the groundwork is laid. I say they've got the world in place.
Yes.
All they really need to do is just do a bit of scripting and some voice acting. That's about it.
Wasn't the woman in this the same woman that voiced Mass Effect?
Both are.
Fem Shep, yeah.
Yeah.
Jennifer Hale, wasn't it?
Jennifer Hale is the female voice, and Mark Meir is the male voice, both of whom played, yes, Commander Shepard, which I'm actually still playing at the moment. I'm on Mass Effect 3 now.
Yeah, that don't take you long.
No,
Second playthrough of all 3 in a year.
I love it. I'm actually, this time around, because last time I was playing Racist Shepard, who got everyone killed, and that was fun, but not that much fun. It was fun on the first 2 games, but on the third game, when there was no one left, you felt quite miserable after that.
So,
Whereas,
does the game kind of replace them with anybody, or is it literally just
yeah,
nobody?
no, it replaces it with either someone who was in a previous game who did survive, or just a completely new character who takes on the role of the other person,
Oh, okay.
which I think is very good. Like if you kill Rex, the Krogan, in the first one, he's replaced by another warlord in the second and the third one.
Oh, so you still got like the same species of people, they're just randos.
Yeah, they're randos, but they've also got their own personalities. Whereas, you're good friends with Rex, or usually you're good friends with Rex, and you can reminisce about the good old days with the other squad mates if they survived. Whereas this new one, like, he doesn't know you, he doesn't like you, and the storyline will be impacted by it, and you'll get a much worse ending for it, which is what I really, really liked about it. So on this playthrough, I'm trying to do the perfect playthrough on this one. I've got all the guys. They're all alive. They're all loyal, and I'm trying to get the perfect secret ending, which I didn't get last time.
What I did like, I can't remember whether it was between 1 and 2 or whether it was 2 and 3, but you could download it's like a comic book section.
That's between 2 and 3.
2 and 3, yeah. So like your
No, sorry,
mates.
between one and 2. Sorry, between 1 and 2. And yes, he's got the comic book thing telling you all about what happened in Mass Effect 1.
Well, no, well, yeah, but you could also then tell it what you wanted to do. So if you didn't
That
want to have
yeah
to go and, because you could
yeah
copy your
that's
game saves across,
yeah
this one meant you didn't have to necessarily do that if you wanted to replicate the outcome of game 1, but you don't have the save file anymore. So you did this kind of comic book thing, and then it let you choose the outcomes
that's
to
right.
mold it to be what you wanted it to be.
But it also works even if you have imported your save game. It will still do the comic book. It will just just use the choices that you made without you having to choose, which is still quite cool.
I mean, that's the only game I've ever been aware of that allowed you to copy save games across to.
Well, there is another game, but it's made by the same company,
No, which one's that?
Dragon Age.
Ah, okay.
Dragon Age, you could copy Dragon Age 1 into Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age 2 into Dragon Age Inquisition.
And I think Paradox might have done one. You could do something like, was it? It was one of it might have been Europa Universalis. One of like the games that took place earlier than that. I think you could copy save files across, and then
Ah,
do like a massive playthrough from like hundreds and hundreds of years.
I'm not sure. I mean, Europa Universalis.
I mean, that was a pretty.
You could do it sort of with you could do it with Crusader Kings 2 into EU4.
Yeah, that might have been what I'm thinking of then.
But it was a bit strange because I did it, and there's only so much it will copy over because the game mechanics for those 2 games are very different.
Yeah, and I think probably all you could do is just the maps and the nations. Perhaps paint the
Yeah,
map the
pretty
same
much.
colour, put the
You'd
nations in the
have
same places, and that's it.
yeah, you'd have the maps of the nations, but if you had like an empire in CK2 that spanned, pretty much all of Europe, it would all be partitioned up in EU4 to like vassals instead.
Okay.
though, your leader would carry over as well. And if you had like let's say, a giggling man child in CK2, it would transfer over to EU4 as him having like 0 stats, which was pretty cool. They keep on working on that game actually. EU4. Ooh. Yeah, you fucking run.
They're stalking you.
Yeah. Well, the stalker will become the stalkee soon.
What's that little red splodge icon? Yeah, that keeps appearing every now and then. In
Oh,
the
that's
side.
that's my osteoporosis might happen anytime.
Yeah.
It's telling me I'm going up a steep area and my bones might break. But lucky enough, with my crampons on, that doesn't really happen much anymore.
What was that squiggly badge icon at the top then? That just flecked on
That's a
there.
windshield.
No.
It means you're protected from, like the wind. Because the wind chill in this can kill you. Oh bloody hell! There's batteries everywhere. I don't need another one now. I don't think. How much space have I got? Not much.
I can't
How much?
imagine anything worse than lugging car batteries around in this kind of terrain.
Well, I'm not because I've cut it down to just bits of lead. Which, because the battery itself, if I pick it up, weighs. Can't carry this shit. It's too heavy.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Because it's like 15K by itself.
Given that they're sealed units, how the hell are you opening it up, discharging the electricity inside it without killing yourself, and then
Well,
taking
I've
those
got
lead plates out?
because I have a hacksaw. See, look, that explains everything, surely.
Yeah. Viewers, don't try to open a car battery with a hacksaw.
Well, there is actually a disclaimer at the front on the front of the game. It's one of my old campfires. It actually says, do not do anything in this game in real life because it will lead to death. What have I left myself? Oh, I've left myself a pair of boots in here.
So what's this? A little
Usually,
shed?
this is a coal mine.
Oh, you're at the mine. Okay.
It's an accelerant. I don't need that shit anymore. Right. Gonna have to bring out some light source. Let's bring out the storm lantern.
So then there'd be no monsters down here.
Lucky enough, no. There is in one of the newer, harder areas. There is chances of wolves spawning inside the caves, but for my character, it's no fucking biggie really. You can just like shoot them dead as soon as he sees them.
In true Indiana Jones style.
Yeah. What, did he shoot wolves in caves? I don't remember seeing that film.
No, but he had a revolver, and that's the tenuous link I'm referring to.
So if I see like a scimitar wielding madman in here, I can shoot him dead quite easily. You mean?
Exactly. Because you're too bothered by the diarrhea you're currently suffering from to sword fight him, so you just shoot him and go off to the toilet.
Yeah. I shall take that flare and I shall leave it at the front because I'm a nice guy.
Just in case somebody else comes along.
Well, in case myself comes along without a flare or anything. But that's pretty much impossible to do nowadays. Since I know this game back to front, I think the only way I can actually die in this game now is if I did something really, really, really fucking stupid. So the only thing I've really got to do now is to survive for 500 days, but I'm not doing that considering I'm only at where am I at? 137 days.
Yeah, long way to go yet.
Yeah, to 500 days? No thanks. Not when I've actually been around and seen everything near enough. Because there is a new thing in this game as well, actually. Where is it? Here, surveyed locations. It actually tells you to go around here and survey all the locations in these areas.
Yeah, I suppose that gives you more reason to be playing that game for potentially
Yeah,
500 days.
Timberwolf Mountain was my fun one where I climbed the whole mountain. I felt like really like it was a big achievement for me. Hushed Valley River is a new one, very hard. And Bleak Outlet, that's the other new one where you can get the bullets. And Ash Canyon is the one with the rope bridges.
Well, do you perhaps fancy showing us some of those harder areas?
I'll have to remember how to get there now.
Oh, have you not got like save games up there or something?
No, because it's all one persistent save game. Once
Ah, okay.
what once it's saved, that's it. Overwrites the previous one.
That makes sense.
Because otherwise, this game would have no danger whatsoever.
Yeah, you'd just be save scumming all the time.
Bit of cloth there. I think I dropped that. Yeah, so I definitely dropped that before. Yeah, it takes all the tension out of it. If you know you can just like save scum every 5 seconds, it's not a survival game anymore.
It's been a while since I played survival games like this. I do recall play when I was last playing this one that it was quite easy to reach a point of self sustainability, and that's when the interest just disappeared. I mean, this is
Uh,
pre a lot of the good stuff anyway, but I'd use that cabin that you started off the game in, and yeah, I'd get some meat, I'd get water, and I'd have weapons, ammunition, good clothing, and it's like, well, there's nothing else to do now. I've got everything I need.
yeah, if you're not interested in exploring, the whole reason they've added new maps is just for just for something to do really. But
Yeah,
that was in the early days. But now they're actually adding stuff into the maps. Like new gear for you to pick up to actually make you even more badass, which gives you an impetus to go there.
yeah, yeah. You do need those shiny baubles to make it
Like,
worth your while.
like I said, I've got what was it, deer?
Doe, a
Got that.
deer, a female
It
deer.
had antlers, so it's a deer. If it was a doe, it wouldn't.
I know. Well, some of this terrain looks quite similar to the terrain we'll be seeing on my
Where are you, you little
stream
bastard?
of gaming. Are you getting wolfed?
I heard a wolf. Yeah, you run. You run from me, because I am animal mother. I'm Adam Baldwin in Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, he's coming towards you.
Yeah, he'll run away in a second. No, they're so easy to hunt because they'll run for a bit like this, and then they'll stop and then come back towards you again.
Good old AI.
Yeah, because he's gonna stop in a second. There he comes right back at you, and you can just shoot him so easily. There's the lighthouse. Won't be able to see much from up there. Let's go down to. We can go to the whaling ship.
The whaling ship.
Yeah,
Because that guy, unless he deviates off, he's just going to keep running in front of you
yeah, he is.
forever.
Yeah, so I've used the deer many a time to actually. I herd them into like a wolf pack, and like the wolf will kill the deer, and then I kill the wolf and get both of them.
It's got the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah, the AI of a goldfish.
What's that warning sign there warning you of?
Which one here?
Yeah,
Warning of trucks with logs on them.
okay.
Logging trucks. Alright, there's the whaling station.
I can hear them wailing
Oh,
from here.
oh, there is a wolf. Let's see if we can like lure. Yeah, see if we can actually charge this deer into that wolf there. Oh, back you go. No, you fool. Ah, you've ruined my plan now. asshole
Well,
deer.
I guess his fear of the wolf was stronger than the fear of you.
Yeah, obviously.
No, he's running. Wait for him to
No,
catch you.
he's
There's
coming
another
for
one
me.
behind him by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Deed.
That one's just running away.
Run away towards the danger.
Take that back, and where's me bullet? Basically, yes, unlimited ammo now, but it is a bit of a faff to get it.
So how many live rounds do you actually have on you?
I have, so got that 43 revolver rounds, and I have it's only about about 17 rifle rounds now. Not a lot. So it's another temporary base. So every every region you go to, you want to set up yourself a base.
Yeah, what's been going on here though with the car attempting to crash through the fence or something?
Yeah, you can make your own stories up, I suppose. Oh, another battery. Bloody hell. Don't remember that. There's 2 batteries in this area that I can nab. So maybe one day they'll actually have it so I can actually have explosive tip caseless rounds. I was because when I was watching Aliens, actually, I was thinking about that. I thought to myself, they really brought the wrong ammunition for this fucking job, didn't they? Explosive rounds.
Yeah.
Considering they knew that they had acid for blood to start with, I think let's bring rounds that will just explode acid all over us. There's a good idea.
Well, I mean, did they? I don't think they did. I mean, Burke knew, potentially. He knew what they were
No,
potentially going up
they all
against.
did. No, they all did. Every single one of them, because they told them, they said, oh, you've got Ripley's report on disc, and she actually reported on that they've got concentrated acid for blood, but they still decided to bring explosive rounds with them.
Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose if we go into that level of detail, I mean, did the grunts read that report? Or was that just Sergeant Apone going, you've got the report, and they're like, yeah, whatever.
But
We're
you'd
just
think
going to
someone
use
would actually
bravado.
notice.
But at the same time, I mean, explosive rounds are good, and technically, when you're firing it at the alien, it should be blasting it away from you.
I think the armor piercing would have been fine.
Well,
You'd want them to,
yeah,
but not the explosive bit where it actually sprays acid all over your face like it did to Drake.
but then I suppose also at the same time, and they never really, I think other than that throwaway statement, it's never, I can't see any particular use of explosive rounds other than like
No,
single shot, like sniper bullets.
like, but it's very noticeable when you like pick up on something like that.
Yeah.
The aliens, they are just getting splattered all over the place. The blood is just going fucking everywhere, and you've got to be thinking to yourself, this is a bad idea.
Well, in the same kind of way, you've got, well, not quite the same kind of way, more movie um, spot, but where they talk about the fact that the pulse rifle has the caseless rounds, yet when you got the scene with Vasquez
See the
in the
cases.
ducks, you can see the cases coming out the side of a gun.
Yes, because it's firing like 9mm Tommy gun rounds,
Yeah, I think it'd be 45 cal, wouldn't it?
45 ACPs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
going in the ship.
yes, in the ship. Nice creaky ship, the Rickon. It's a whaling ship like they had in Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home.
I don't remember much about that other than did they have like a whale inside the
2
bird of prey
whales,
or something.
George and Gracie. And this is the forge where you can make your makeshift knives and hatchets and stuff if you can't find it in the world. You can just fire up the furnace and make your own. It's
What happened to
handy.
that dude?
What about him?
What happened to him, other than the fact that he's dead?
You want me to touch him up? A dead man? Are you fucking sick or something?
Check corpse.
He's empty. He's an empty soul. Look,
He's a
nothing.
husk.
He's a husk, like in Mass Effect. Yeah, never use this place as a base because I can never get used to the Dutch angle.
Yeah.
Puts a crick in your neck.
I wouldn't want to be like that. You'd fall asleep at one end and you'd wake up at the other.
Yeah. I just wish you could actually take off this harpoon.
Oh yeah,
Use that as
carrying that around seems like a really practical thing to do.
well, you just lash it to a shopping trolley and off you go. Got yourself a little armored vehicle then.
A trolley
I don't know
technical.
don't know if I've checked this dead body. That's one thing to always look out for is crows because it shows there's a dead body about.
Yeah, there was some others over that bridge where you were chasing that deer.
Again, like I said, my character's practically self-sufficient, so I don't really need to do anything really. I'm just going about my merry way, going on a tour. Let's have a look on the map. Let's see, where can we go here? Oops, wrong one. This one here. So we are basically at this dead body here. There's a cave there.
Well, you've not been further north there.
You can't. That bridge there is bust. Broken bridge. You can't get past that. And there's not much else here, I don't think. It's just this little coastal highway, really. I can't remember where that cave goes to. Let's do that cave. I can't remember if it's a cave to a new area or just a cave. We shall find out.
Okay, well if you want to hold it there for a moment. Okay. So we're off to look at that cave, are we?
Off to the cave, which I cannot remember, like I said, if it's a transitional cave or just a normal cave. We shall find out. Oh, there's a bear there.
Yeah.
And a bloody... Fuck off, wolf. Oh. Ah, you little bastard. Go on, fuck you.
Well, that didn't look good.
Ah, it was fine. Laceration. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm fine. Couldn't even get through my my armor there. But I fucked him up. Right, I ain't good. He's going to die soon.
He's coming back for more.
No, he's not. Oh, he is. Little bastard. That's... You little fucker.
They got a sprained ankle.
God damn you. Alright. Little bit of pain. I can solve that.
Little bit of pain, little bit of bass.
Bass.
Charlie says.
Different song.
Little bit of bass, little bit of bass.
There he is. He's dead on the road there now.
Bear has ignored him.
Yeah, because bears are omnivores, and he's probably full up. Okay, I'm not going to that cave then. Unless I get to some Obi-Wan Kenobi high ground and shoot him.
Well, he seems to be moving at a bit of a diagonal from you. Can you not just give him a couple of minutes to wander away?
I can do. There he is. Oh, fuck. I think he's coming right for me. He probably smells the meat on me.
I suppose the smell of cooked meat is much better than fresh.
It is juicy. So no, we'll go back. We'll go this way because it's a bit exposed out here. If that bear charges me, I am fucked. He will ruin my ass.
Well, in the intermission there, we just started a conversation about The Expanse and how it looks like well, next week's episode will be the 10th one and the final one for season 5. For now,
Which
yeah.
like I said, I wouldn't believe it because apart from the meteor strikes, to me, like nothing really's happened.
Yeah, and I think that is part of the problem of the fact that they have, certainly this series and the previous one, they've just taken what happened in that particular book, which on the one hand is really good because the other two, well, the other three series were like half of one book, half of the other, and then the next series would be the other half of the previous one. And why is the screen frozen?
I don't know.
Oh no, we're alright now. Just glitched out for a sec there. But yeah, I suppose in reality, this particular one hasn't had a huge amount happen, but then everything that's happened is all that happened in what I think is, I'm sure it's book 5. It's not Babylon's Ashes, it's Nemesis Games.
A lot of it is all Naomi Nagata, like trapped on that ship.
Yeah, I mean that is pretty much the whole thing. You know, she in the book they all go off to do their own little stories. It's like the first of the books where um, they're all like apart. You know, all the others they're on the same ship or on the same space station, whereas this one they're all doing their own things, and it's the only bit of storytelling where you get a bit of background on Naomi. All the others don't get the same level of background kind of storytelling into their previous lives. To get anything on Holden and Amos, you have to read some of the novellas, which I haven't looked at yet, but they tell the backstories of those two. I think Alex has got one as well.
Yeah, but say Alex isn't going to be in it for much longer.
Well, not him as that guy,
Oh,
that
they reckon.
particular actor.
Do they reckon they're going to do that kind of thing they've done with? I remember the most infamous one for me was in Allo Allo, where they with the Italian captain Alberto Bertorelli, where they changed the actor.
Uh,
Where the first actor was, he later went on to be in, I think it was EastEnders, but he was really funny. But the second guy they got in, he was just doing a pantomime version of the first guy, which was awful.
I could picture one of them,
I
but I
think,
can't. I don't know whether that was the original guy or the secondary guy to whom you're referring.
what, in Allo Allo,
Yeah,
the first guy was really funny. And then the second guy, like I say, he was just doing a parody of the first actor's role rather than doing his own interpretation.
yeah.
Which
Well, we'll see. I mean, there's speculation that it's going to be Bull, the guy who's on the Rocinante we're holding at the moment. They're speculating that they may just
we'll just roll up Alex's part into his role.
yeah,
Mm.
Alex will bugger off and then Bull will just be the pilot and
Yeah, they'll just kill Alex off somehow,
yeah,
Game of Thrones style.
yeah, they'll bin him off and then um
Because I'm thinking none of the main cast have actually died, have they? Have they?
no,
No.
although I will slight spoiler alerts yet.
but
I mean, given that I'm on the penultimate book now and the final
but
one's out in November,
then again, you're on the book, and as we've seen a lot of things, um, depending if the character is really popular, they will keep them on in TV because they don't want to lose ratings.
yeah, and they do. I mean, I know they wrap characters up in amongst themselves. I mean, we've got Bull, who's now appeared in it. You've got Drummer, who is
Yeah.
one of the perennial characters. But in some of the earlier series, I think it was three. She was also playing Bull's character, so it was really
Right.
weird to now see Bull, who dies in the original in the book. They've now kind of brought him back as a different guy, but they've given him Bull's name, and Drummer's done all Bull's stuff. And it's like, so they're mixing people up, and I know um, the woman who is on the ship with Drummer at the minute. You know, her partner there,
Yeah, the
Pauline or
real
something.
tall one.
Yeah, she's got her own chapters in the book. I think that's Pa.
I don't know. She's just like tall Oriental chick.
Yeah, I mean,
I have no idea what her name is.
you never really hear her name in it, but I think that's Pa. When you look at the books, but yeah, the two penultimate books. Well, no, I'm on the penultimate. The one previous to this, it's shit is getting real. Shit is
Uh-huh.
now extremely real now. I mean, there is a slight little nod to the future books in the opening credits of this current series. I think it's the just before like the final, the Expanse bit comes up, but you see one of the gates, and it shows like the um, shows the bits when it's going through the credit bits there, you get like these little white bits of text come up and like a little arrow pointing to certain bits like spaceship or Mars or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
sure.
that. Well, I think it's one of the last ones you see where it's looking at a ship that's going just past one of the gates. You see a little box come up with a um, highlighting somewhere called Laconia. Well, that's a planetary system that is going to be pretty effing major
Uh-huh.
in the later books. They're already foreshadowing something that's technically a couple of series. I think that's going to be like, well, series end of series 7 technically would be what they're foreshadowing already on series 5.
Have they actually said how many series there's going to be?
No, I mean they've said, well, series 6 is already I think it's underway or wrapping. No, it's already underway. It was a
Yeah.
few months ago. Um, they've said they're not taking it any further than that, which is a shame because unless they're gonna, I mean, if they're gonna stick with the whole book thing, they're gonna bring it to a natural end point, but it's just like a natural break of about 30 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So it's a whole new. You have whole new actors for it then,
potentially,
because
yeah,
that's the last thing you want is to have like the characters as they are now all wearing like ridiculous age makeup on.
yeah, because there's a 30-year gap between, um, I think it's either book 7 and 8 or 6 and 7. I'd have to go and look again.
Bloody hell!
But yeah, the people are there, same characters are there, but they're all greying. They're all in like their late 40s, 50s now.
Yeah, like you don't want it to be. I always remember the parody, like do you remember French and Saunders?
Yes.
They did a parody of like Titanic, and it was I don't know which one. I think it was Jennifer Saunders was like playing the older version of Kate Winslet. Recalling the tale of the Titanic,
Yeah.
and it's just Jennifer Saunders wearing like almost looks
What's
like
that?
it's a
Is that?
cairn.
Oh, I thought it's either a can or a little snowman. Why
It's
is
a
a
cairn.
why is there a can in there? That should be like
It's
the
a
top of a
lost.
hill.
These ones are like by backers. You have to go around and find them.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, French and
Yeah,
Saunders.
yeah. Like Jennifer Saunders is wearing. It looks like a witch's mask. She's like, so she's telling the story. Oh, younger, like I remember I was on the Titanic, and it's just the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen. And it just, I hope they don't go down that route.
I mean,
Yeah, go on, fuck off.
Dawn French is looking alright these days. She's lost quite a lot of weight. She's old now, but she's still looking good.
I thought she always looked pretty good, even since the young ones days,
Yeah. No.
where she came in as the Easter Bunny.
think at
But it's June
any
the
point
12th.
I would have been all over Dawn French.
Yeah. And Dawn French would have been all over you because she's twice your size. Bah, bah, bah. Yeah, but I did prefer Dawn French to Jennifer Saunders. She is not my type.
No, I wouldn't. No, Saunders wasn't. Did not like.
Married to Ade Edmondson.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I think because they all kind of met, on the not the young ones scene, but there was all
Well, it was that
what
comedy
the
scene.
comic strip. It was the comic
Comic
strip.
strip. Yeah.
Yeah, they all met like on the comic strip scene.
Because
Yeah, so
a lot
Ade
of them
Edmonds.
did like stand up as well. Like Lenny Henry met quite a few
Yeah.
of them through the stand up.
Well, Lenny Henry was in the young ones as well.
Mm.
Yeah, he plays the postman. He gives it Guten Morgen, meine kleine Freundliche. It's like goodness grief. Give him a uniform. They think he's Hitler.
Ah, Lenny Henry. He was well, I suppose he still is a good guy, good comedian.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever seen him in anything or even on TV.
No, he doesn't even like do Children in Need or anything like that anymore. I don't think.
No.
I think he's probably retired. The one I feel sorry for is Billy Connolly.
Yeah, but he's still eking out an existence now, isn't he? But he's
Not
declining in
anymore.
health. Well,
It's because he's got Alzheimer's, isn't he? And he's
yeah,
he's losing it. He's losing himself now.
it's a pretty horrific way to go.
Uh, especially if you're still lucid about it, you realise you're losing your mind.
Hmm.
That must be horrible. I suppose it's all right once you've actually lost your mind, because then like every day is just a Saturday. Then it's like, hey, when I grow
Yeah.
up, I'm going to be an engine driver.
I'm gonna fling my feces at you. Who are you? Who are these
Yeah.
young women that keep coming into my house wearing blue uniforms?
Hey, baby.
Check today's feces out. You want some of that?
Yeah.
But anyway, on a lighter note and a return to our earlier conversation, um, the Expanse. From what I've read, Amazon are doing Series 6, and they said that's it. We're stopping after this, um, which will mean that it will bring it to that kind of natural end, but is not going to conclude the storyline at all.
So it's not
Um,
going to go to the 30-year mark one.
no, but then also the guys, I think it's Ty Frank and the other chap who were like the
Ty
television.
Frank?
Yeah, I think that's the guy's name. That the one, the producers, creators, writers for the
Oh, right.
TV
I,
series of it.
I don't know.
Now the guys who are creating and producing the TV series, they've said um you know, although Series 6 is the end of the series, it's not the end of it. You know, they're not ruling out making some like feature length movies where they probably just like perhaps do two, I don't know, feature length episodes where they'll try and cram the main points of a book into each one or something.
I heard something else that was being made into a feature-length movie as well, and I can't for the life of me what it was, but it is a series that's pretty sure it's on at the moment, or it was, and they're making movies out of it. And now I'm gonna have to get back to that one. I can't remember.
But I hope they do finish it off because the sci-fi stuff really coming out now.
Mm,
Because it is, I think we've discussed it on a previous ramble, but the because the writers of the books that were um, assistants to George R.R. Martin, they've written the book in exactly the same fashion. You know, each chapter's from a particular character. Um, the it's the same underlying storyline of that with Game of Thrones. You've got the squabbling houses, the squabbling of man, and then in the background you've got the ominous threat of the White Walkers that just kind of appears every now and then just to remind you that they're there and until the end and where it all comes out into the open.
the
Um,
problem is with the Game of Thrones books is they're not finished yet.
exactly.
George R.R. Martin, it's just, I think he's just given up.
Yeah, he's not. Well, maybe one day we'll see an end to that. But the Expanse is exactly the same. It's you've got the squabbling of man, but instead of houses, you've got Earth, Mars, and Beltos.
Yeah,
The White Walker threat is the creators. I mean, they don't actually have a name at this point yet, just what certain people have called them. But the people who created the gates, the proto molecule,
Yeah, you could just say it's, for the earlier ones, it's the proto molecule is like the
Yeah.
White Walker threat.
Now, well, I mean that's still there though. They still have those zombie things that are out there. I mean, there's no more like space stations full of them now that the experiments are over, but that's still something that happens, and that is, well, um, it, kind of spoiler, but only for those of you who've read the Game of Thrones books. It looks like we're going to get a Grey Lady situation going on right now. I shall say no more because A, I don't know if that's 100% confirmed yet. It just looks like it, and B, um, I don't want to give any more away who that person is.
Yes, please do not.
But yes, it would be lovely. So we're only just now on book 7, no 8. So book 7 is when the whole Laconia thing starts to come to the front.
As Stephen Hawking once said, shit gets real, yo.
Yeah, shit gets real, yo. Book 8 is where we're really starting to see more of the effects of the White Walkers and what they are, and I presume it's all going to come out in Book 9, which is going to be the final one, which comes out at the end of November 2021. So
And I'm
just,
still on the first book.
yeah. Well, a lot happens, but to be honest, it's generally the same shit just going on. It's only really the end, well, Book 7, that things start to, I suppose, go more. Well, everything's sci-fi. It's really good sci-fi, but more alien shit sci-fi as opposed to just humans and spaceships shooting at each other.
Oh man, but I do like that. I like
Yeah,
hard sci-fi.
yeah, it is really good, but we're only, but then that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Right, and there we are, back where we started. Since that bear stopped
Scapadar,
me. Yeah.
chances of further northern travel.
So I went to a whaling ship anyway, so that was nice.
We had a look around. Now you can douse yourself in guzzling and immolate thyself.
Yeah, in protest of the Vietnam War. A bit belated, I know, but hey, the message still stands.
Well, I think that probably brings a good conclusion to this particular, our first foray into long form rambles.
Yes. Here
Um,
we go. Time to set myself on fire.
oh,
Off I go.
the world is goodbye, cruel world.
Goodbye.